As we look ahead to the November presidential election, we've been getting this question from viewers. Will President Joe Biden be on the Ohio ballot? While looking into this, we checked the Ohio Revised Code and talked to the Ohio Attorney General's office, the Ohio Secretary of State's office, and President Joe Biden's campaign. Staff from Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose's office let the Ohio Democratic Party know on April 5th that Ohio's deadline to certify a presidential candidate for the ballot is August 7th. But Biden won't become the official Democratic nominee until the Democratic National Convention, the DNC, takes place from August 19th to 22nd. The DNC ends 75 days before the November 5th election, and Ohio law requires a presidential candidate to be certified 90 days before the election. When we asked Biden's campaign what they plan to do about this, they told us, quote, Joe Biden will be on the ballot in all 50 states. State officials have the ability to grant provisional ballot access certification prior to the conclusion of presidential nominating conventions. In 2020 alone, states like Alabama, Illinois, Montana, and Washington all allowed provisional certification for Democratic and Republican nominees. But a staff attorney from Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost's office says that's not an option in Ohio, as outlined in an advisory letter sent to the Secretary of State's office, which also says LaRose's office can't waive the 90-day deadline. This was actually a problem for both the Republican and Democratic parties in 2020, but the Ohio legislature passed a bill then to fix the issue. Ben Kindle from LaRose's office told us, this law has been on the books for many years. It was changed to a 90-day deadline in 2009, and the General Assembly voted in 2019 to temporarily make an exception for both major parties ahead of the 2020 election, so this isn't a new issue. Our office also noted the change in a 2019 advisory and specifically clarified that future presidential elections would revert back to the 90-day requirement. We've reached out to Ohio's House and Senate leaders from both the Republican and Democratic parties to see what they plan to do this time, and they haven't answered us yet. So that's why today we can't verify just yet whether President Biden will be on the ballot in Ohio. We can tell you that this has also come up this year in Alabama, where their legislature is working on a bill to overcome this issue, and in Washington, where that state will be allowing provisional certification. When we know what our Ohio legislature plans to do about this, if anything, we'll let you know with your Verify. I'm Stephanie Haney.
Steph,